Happiness is not something we chase, it is something we allow. It lives within us, waiting patiently for permission to rise. In every breath, every sunrise, and every moment of silence, happiness whispers, I am here. You don't need to wait for life to be perfect to be happy. You only need to make the decision that happiness is yours right now, exactly as you are. Today, let us remember this sacred truth. Happiness is a choice, and it begins with you. Each day when we awaken, we are gifted a precious opportunity, a brand new beginning, a blank canvas, untouched, waiting for us to choose the colors we will use to paint our experience. And the very first stroke we make begins with our thoughts, the way we speak to ourselves in the quiet moments of morning, the silent beliefs we hold, the inner dialogue we carry. They all shape the way our day unfolds. And the way you see, thoughts are not random little clouds that drift through our minds unnoticed. They are powerful seeds. Each one has the potential to grow into joy or sorrow, peace or pain, calm or chaos. And the good news is this: we are the gardeners. We get to choose which seeds we water, which thoughts we nourish, which beliefs we make a home for. So often, without realizing it, we allow our first thoughts of the day to be anxious ones. We wake up and immediately remember what went wrong yesterday or what might go wrong today. We worry about how we look, what we didn't get done, how we'll be perceived, or whether we are enough. These thoughts may feel automatic, but they are not permanent. They can be changed. They can be replaced with thoughts of love, safety, hope, and acceptance. Imagine beginning your day by simply saying to yourself, I am safe. I am loved. I am enough. What a different energy that creates. It is as if you are wrapping your heart in a warm blanket, telling your inner child, I've got you. When we speak lovingly to ourselves, we don't just feel better. We align ourselves with peace, and peace becomes the foundation for all we do. Choosing loving thoughts is not about pretending everything is perfect. It's about honoring your power to bring calm into chaos, light into the shadows, and compassion into the places that have been hard for too long. It means recognizing that you are not your past, you are not your mistakes, you are not the voice of doubt that was passed down to you. You are a being of light, capable of incredible healing, growth, and joy, and it all begins with the thoughts you choose to believe. There will be moments when you forget, moments when old thoughts creep in, whispering stories of unworthiness or fear. That's okay. Don't scold yourself. Don't judge yourself. Instead, gently guide yourself back. Return to love. Return to truth. You can say, that thought is not loving, and I choose to think something new. This simple decision is how transformation begins. Choosing loving thoughts doesn't mean ignoring life's challenges. It means facing them with a heart that believes in possibility. It means saying, I trust that something good can come from this. It means choosing to believe that you are never alone, that you are always supported by life, even when you don't understand the path yet. It means speaking to yourself like a dear friend, with patience, softness, and encouragement. When we think with love, our bodies respond, our shoulders relax, our breathing deepens, our hearts feel lighter, we become more open, more compassionate, more willing to extend grace, not only to ourselves, but to others. And the more we practice this, the more natural it becomes. Start with small steps. When you catch yourself thinking critically, pause and ask, would I say this to someone I love? If the answer is no, choose again. Replace it with a kinder truth. If you find yourself spiraling into worry, place your hand over your heart and breathe deeply. Say, in this moment, I am okay. I am doing the best I can. I trust that everything will work out for my highest good. Every time you choose a loving thought, you rewrite the narrative of your life. You shift the energy around you. You begin to attract experiences that mirror the love you are giving yourself. Your relationships improve. Your health improves. Your sense of purpose becomes clearer. You feel more alive, more connected, more grounded in your own truth. You don't have to be perfect to choose love. You only have to be willing. Willing to pause, willing to soften, willing to see yourself through eyes of compassion instead of criticism. And with that willingness, doors begin to open. The day begins to feel different. Your heart feels safer. Your mind becomes a sanctuary. Remember, happiness does not start with what happens outside of you. It begins with the thought you choose the moment you wake up. And if that thought is rooted in love, your whole life begins to bloom. So today and every day after, may you wake up with the intention to speak kindly to yourself, to see yourself with gentle eyes, to meet every moment with the thought, I am safe, I am loved, I am enough. That is where happiness begins. Gratitude is a gentle and powerful force. It doesn't shout and it doesn't demand. It simply invites. It invites your heart to soften, your eyes to open, and your soul to remember how much beauty already exists in your life. In a world that constantly encourages us to look for what's missing, gratitude brings us home to what's already here. And when you begin to be grateful for the smallest things, you awaken to a kind of happiness that doesn't depend on anything outside of you. So often we wait for something big to happen before we allow ourselves to feel thankful. A promotion, a new relationship, a dream coming true. But the truth is, the doorway to joy is not in the grand moments. It is hidden in the ordinary. It lives in the sunlight dancing through your window, in the sound of birds outside, in the warmth of your tea, in the breath that fills your lungs without you even asking. The smallest things are not small at all. They are sacred. And when you begin to notice them, your whole life begins to feel like a miracle. Gratitude is not just an emotion, it is a way of seeing. It transforms your perspective. It turns what you have into enough, and then more than enough. When you are grateful for the little things multiply. Life begins to offer you more to appreciate. A heart that is open to wonder becomes a magnet for more joy, more peace, more light. Imagine waking up and saying thank you, not just for the big things, but for your pillow, for the roof above you, for your ability to wake up at all. Imagine walking through your day with eyes that look for goodness, even in the mess. Imagine feeling grateful for the lesson, even before you understand it. This is how you become rich, not in money, but in spirit. There are people who have less than you and feel happier. There are people who have more than you and feel emptier. Gratitude is what makes the difference. It's not about how much you have. It's about how deeply you appreciate what you already hold. Even the breath you're taking right now is a gift. You didn't have to earn it. It arrived freely, generously, lovingly. And that's how life moves when we stop resisting it. When we become grateful, even the hard days carry a kind of grace. We begin to understand that challenges don't come to punish us, they come to grow us. And even in the middle of discomfort, there's always something to say thank you for. Thank you for the strength I didn't know I had. Thank you for the tears that taught me to feel. Thank you for the silence that helped me hear my own voice again. You don't have to pretend everything is perfect. Gratitude doesn't require that. It only asks that you pause, take a breath, and notice what is good, what is still working, what is quietly supporting you even when it goes unseen. the water you drink, the hands that hold you, the moments of peace between the noise. Start small. Begin by writing down 3 things you're grateful for every day. Don't overthink it. It could be the way your cat curled up beside you, the smell of something cooking, a kind smile from a stranger. When you pay attention, you realize the world is full of gifts that were never wrapped but are waiting to be opened. And when something beautiful happens, don't rush past it. Stay with it for a moment longer. Breathe it in. Say to yourself, this is a moment I want to remember. The more you acknowledge these tiny treasures, the more your life begins to feel like a garden blooming with blessings. Gratitude also softens your heart toward others. It helps you see people not for what they lack, but for the goodness they bring. It allows you to forgive more easily, to love more freely, and to connect more deeply. Because when your heart is full of thanks, there is no room for resentment or judgment. Gratitude clears the path for love to move freely through you. Even on the days when everything feels heavy, there is still something to be thankful for. A lesson, a breath, a moment of rest. Gratitude doesn't deny your pain. It simply reminds you that pain is not the whole story. It gently says, yes, this is hard, but look, there is still beauty. And so, let your life become a quiet prayer of thanks. Let each moment be an offering. Let your gratitude rise like the sun, lighting up even the darkest corners of your day. You don't need more to be grateful. You only need to notice what's already here. And when you do, happiness no longer feels like something far away. It becomes the ground you stand on, the air you breathe, the song your heart sings, softly, steadily, beautifully with every thank. There is a quiet kind of freedom that comes when you forgive. Not the kind that shouts or demands attention, but a soft, steady peace that rises from deep within your heart. Forgiveness does not mean forgetting what happened. It doesn't mean pretending that the pain wasn't real. It means you are finally ready to stop carrying the weight. It means you have decided that your peace matters more than the story of your suffering. We all carry wounds. Some are fresh and still aching. Others are old and buried, but they still echo through our lives in subtle ways. Words that were spoken in anger, trust that was broken, moments that made us feel unworthy, unloved, or unseen. These memories have shaped how we view ourselves and the world. But they do not define us. We are not our pain. We are not our past. We are not the things we could not control. To forgive is to reclaim your power. It is a sacred decision to no longer allow pain to live rent-free in your mind or dictate the choices you make. When you hold on to hurt, it festers. It clouds your joy. It hardens your heart. But when you forgive, you make room for healing. You make room for love to return. Sometimes the hardest person to forgive is ourselves. We replay old mistakes and judge ourselves harshly for what we didn't know then. But we must remember we were doing the best we could with the awareness we had at the time. Growth is not about perfection. It's about compassion. True healing begins when we look in the mirror and say, I forgive you. Other times we are asked to forgive people who never said they were sorry, people who may never understand the depth of the hurt they caused. But forgiveness is not for them. It is for you. You don't need their apology to begin your healing. You only need your willingness to let go. Holding on to resentment is like drinking poison and expecting the other person to suffer. But when you forgive, you stop poisoning your own heart. Releasing pain does not happen overnight. It is a process. Some days the wound feels healed, other days it aches again. Be gentle with yourself. Healing comes in layers. The important thing is your intention to move forward, even if it's only one small step at a time. Begin by acknowledging what hurts you. Don't deny it. Don't downplay it. Speak it out or write it down. Honor your truth. And then slowly, lovingly give yourself permission to release it. You can say, "This pain has taught me something, but I no longer need to carry it. I am ready to feel light again. I choose peace." Imagine yourself letting go like a bird being set free. Watch that pain fly away, no longer tethered to your spirit. Breathe deeply. With each exhale, let more of it go. With each inhale, invite in peace, clarity, and renewal. You don't have to forget what happened. You just no longer let it control you. Forgiveness is not weakness. It is strength. It takes courage to break the cycle. It takes wisdom to stop repeating the pain. It takes love to choose healing over hate. And you are strong enough to do that. You are wise enough. You are worthy of that peace. Letting go doesn't mean the hurt never mattered. It means you matter more. As you release pain from the past, you make space for better things to come. You begin to attract experiences that match the freedom you've created inside. You stop reliving the old story and start writing a new one where you are whole, empowered, and deeply in love with your life. Even now, in this moment, you can begin. Take a breath and whisper to yourself, "I forgive. I release. I let go." Say it again. Let those words sink into your being. There is no timeline for healing, just a willingness to start, a soft opening of the heart, a quiet yes to something new. You were never meant to carry so much pain. You were meant to shine, to grow, to be free, and forgiveness is the key that unlocks that door. So gently, lovingly begin to lay it all down, the anger, the shame, the grief. You don't need it anymore. You are safe now. You are held by something greater than your pain. You are being guided toward peace. And as you release what hurts, you rise, lighter, freer, whole. You are here to live a life that nourishes you from the inside out, not just a life of responsibilities, routines, and expectations, but a life that fills your heart, ignites your spirit, and gently whispers, "This is what it means to be alive." So many people move through their days on autopilot, giving so much of themselves away while receiving so little in return. But you were never meant to just survive. You are meant to thrive, to flourish, and to feel deeply connected to what brings you joy, peace, and purpose. To fill your life with what feeds your soul is to say yes to yourself. It's to listen to that quiet inner voice that knows what you truly need, not what the world expects of you, not what fear convinces you to settle for, but what makes your heart feel light and your eyes sparkle with aliveness. There are things that drain you and there are things that fill you up. The more you pay attention to this truth, the more you begin to shape a life that honors who you really are. It's in the little things, lighting a candle at the end of the day, sipping your favorite tea while watching the sunrise, reading words that inspire you, spending time with people who uplift you. These are not luxuries. These are essential. They are the nutrients for your soul. Sometimes the soul gets hungry in ways we don't immediately recognize. We think we're tired, but we're really uninspired. We think we're lost, but we've simply disconnected from what makes us feel whole. You don't need to do more. You need to feel more. You need to return to what lights you up inside. Ask yourself gently, what brings me peace? What makes me feel alive? What did I love doing as a child before the world told me who I should be? The answers are still inside you, waiting patiently for your attention. Maybe it's painting, dancing, walking barefoot in nature, or listening to music that moves your spirit. Maybe it's writing, laughing, gardening, or simply sitting in stillness with your own thoughts. Whatever it is, trust that it matters. If it feeds your soul, it is sacred. Life gets noisy, it gets busy, but when you pause and choose intentionally, you realign with your truth. You stop chasing the next thing and begin cherishing the present moment. Your soul doesn't need perfection, it needs presence. When you show up fully for the things that nourish you, everything around you begins to shift. You become magnetic to peace, to purpose, and to people who mirror your inner light. And remember, what feeds your soul may not always be what others understand. That's okay. Your journey is your own. You don't need approval to live a life that feels good to you. You only need to listen to yourself, trust your intuition, and follow the gentle nudges of your heart. It's not selfish to prioritize your joy. It's necessary, because when you are nourished, you overflow. You become more loving, more grounded, more generous, not from depletion, but from fullness. There may be seasons when you forget this, when life feels heavy or demanding, but even then, you can return to yourself with kindness. Even in 5 quiet minutes, you can reconnect. Even in a single breath, you can begin again. The soul doesn't ask for grandeur. It asks for sincerity, attention, love. Let go of what no longer nourishes you. Release the obligations that leave you empty. Say no to what drains you so you can say a deeper yes to what restores you. Your time, your energy, your attention. These are precious gifts. Spend them where they matter. Protect them fiercely. Guard your inner world like a sacred garden. Weed out the negativity. Water the beauty. There's so much beauty in simplicity. You don't need more things to feel full. You need more moments that make you feel alive. More stillness to hear your heart. More wonder in the ordinary. Life begins to bloom when you slow down and savor it. So listen, return to yourself, trust what feels nourishing, and let that be your guide. You are worthy of a life that feeds your soul in every way. Not someday, not when things are perfect, but now, right here with what you have. And as you fill your life with what feeds your soul, you become a light in the world. A soft, steady glow that reminds others they can do the same. You become living proof that a gentle, beautiful, and soul-aligned life is possible. You are allowed to choose joy. You are allowed to choose peace. You are allowed to choose yourself. Again and again, choose what fills you, and let the rest fall away. The words you speak to yourself shape the world you live in. They build your inner landscape. They color your thoughts, your beliefs, and the way you walk through each day. If you've been speaking to yourself with criticism, harshness, or judgment, you are not alone. Many of us were taught to be our own worst critics, believing it would make us stronger. But true strength does not come from self-punishment. It comes from self-love. You spend more time with yourself than with anyone else. Your inner voice is your constant companion. It whispers to you in the quiet moments. It speaks when you look in the mirror. It rises when you make a mistake, when you feel afraid, or when you're stepping into something new. And the way you speak to yourself in those moments determines whether you feel supported or small, empowered or defeated. Speaking to yourself with love is not about ignoring your flaws or pretending everything is perfect. It's about being your own safe place. It's about choosing kindness, especially when you feel vulnerable. It's about remembering that you are worthy of the same compassion you so freely offer others. Every day you are growing, learning, and doing the best you can. You are healing in ways you might not even see, and you deserve to be spoken to like someone who is worthy. Not because you've achieved something, not because you're flawless, but simply because you exist. You are enough exactly as you are. Start by noticing your inner dialogue. Catch the words that slip through when you're not thinking. Are they gentle? Are they supportive? Or do they echo the voices of the past, filled with doubt or shame? When you hear yourself being unkind, pause. Take a breath. Then choose again. Speak to yourself as you would speak to a dear friend. With honesty, yes, but with grace. You don't need to wait until you're better to be kind to yourself. You don't need to earn your own love. Begin now. Speak affirmations that lift you. I am doing my best, and that is enough. I trust myself to grow. I am learning to love who I am. These simple phrases, repeated with sincerity, have the power to shift everything. There may be old beliefs you've carried for years, beliefs that tell you you're not good enough, not attractive enough, not smart or strong enough. These beliefs did not begin with you. They were planted by others, by painful experiences, by moments you did not choose. But you can choose now to replace them. You can uproot what no longer serves you and plant new thoughts, loving thoughts, thoughts that nourish you from within. Speak gently to the parts of you that still hurt, to the child inside who felt unseen, to the teen who never felt good enough, to the adult who's learning how to be whole again. Say to those parts, you are safe with me now. I see you. I love you. Healing begins when you choose to be on your own side. You are not your mistakes. You are not your past. You are not what others failed to love in you. You are a living, breathing miracle, deserving of kindness, forgiveness, and love. When you speak these truths aloud, even if it feels unfamiliar, you begin to build a new relationship with yourself, a relationship rooted in respect, in patience, in gentleness. There is nothing more powerful than a mind that chooses love. And when that love is directed inward, everything changes. You stop chasing validation. You stop comparing your journey to others. You start creating from a place of wholeness, not lack. You make choices that align with your worth. You attract people and experiences that mirror your self-respect. The more you speak to yourself with love, the more natural it becomes. What once felt awkward becomes your new truth. Over time, those loving words begin to bloom inside you. They soften the inner critic. They dissolve old wounds. They create space for joy, creativity, and deep inner peace. Your voice matters. The way you speak to yourself matters. Let your words be a source of comfort, not conflict. A source of healing, not harm. Be the kind of presence within your own mind that you've always needed. In moments of fear, speak courage. In moments of pain, speak compassion. In moments of self-doubt, speak truth. You are doing better than you think. You are growing in beautiful ways. You are already enough. Speak to yourself with love, not just when you succeed, but especially when you stumble. That is when love is needed most. Let your inner voice become your greatest ally, your quiet cheerleader, your source of light. Because you are worthy of that love, always. There is a loving presence woven into the fabric of your life. Even when things feel uncertain, even when the path seems unclear, there is a deeper intelligence at work. Life is not against you, it is always supporting your highest good. Trusting that life loves you is the beginning of true peace. It is the surrender of fear, the release of resistance, and the welcoming of grace. You are not placed here by accident. You are not a mistake. You are a divine expression of life itself. And that life wants to see you thrive. Everything you've gone through, every twist and turn, has carried within it a hidden gift. Sometimes that gift is growth, sometimes it's redirection, sometimes it's a deeper awakening to who you really are. But it is always, always love in disguise. When things fall apart, it doesn't mean life has abandoned you. Often, it means life is clearing the way for something better. We are taught to fear change, to cling to what is familiar. But transformation is the nature of life. Just as the seasons shift, so do we. Just as the tide rises and falls, so do our experiences. But beneath all the motion, there is something steady, something sacred, the love of life itself. Life breathes through you. It beats your heart without you asking. It heals your wounds, grows your hair, and gives you the sunrise every morning. Life is always offering you more beauty, more opportunity, more connection, more love. But we can only receive what we are willing to trust. When you believe that life is for you, not against you, you open your arms to miracles. Even in your darkest moments, you were being carried. Think back to the times you thought you'd never make it through. And yet here you are, not broken, but wiser, not lost, but more deeply rooted in your own truth. Life never gave up on you, even when you gave up on yourself. That is love, unseen, unshakable, unconditional. Trust begins with a simple decision, to believe that life knows what it's doing, that you are being guided even when you don't understand the plan, that everything is unfolding exactly as it should. When you live with this kind of trust, your energy changes. You stop pushing, you stop worrying, you start flowing. And in that flow, things align with ease. This doesn't mean you'll never face challenges. It means you'll meet them with a different heart, with faith instead of fear, with openness instead of resistance. Life is not here to punish you. It is here to teach you, stretch you, and ultimately bring you back to love. Speak to life like a friend. Tell it what you desire. Express your dreams, your fears, your gratitude. Life responds to the energy you give it. When you trust it, it trusts you back. When you bless your experiences, even the difficult ones, they begin to bless you in return. Trust doesn't mean you'll always get what you want, but you will always get what you need. And sometimes what you need leads to something far more beautiful than what you imagined. Trust invites you to stop fighting the current and start letting it carry you somewhere new. Your job is not to control every detail. Your job is to stay open, to take inspired steps, to listen, to notice the signs. Life whispers through intuition, synchronicities, and feelings that guide you from within. The more you trust, the more clearly you will hear that guidance. Affirm to yourself each day, life loves me. Life supports me. Life is on my side. Let these words become your anchor. Repeat them when you feel anxious. Repeat them when you feel alone. With time, they will become your truth. There is no situation too big for life to handle, no mistake too heavy for love to forgive, no dream too wild for the universe to manifest, but all of it begins with trust. A soft inner yes that says, I am safe, I am held, I am loved. You don't have to have it all figured out. You don't have to know every step. You just have to trust the next one moment at a time, one breath at a time. Trust that you are exactly where you need to be. Trust that what's meant for you will find you. Trust that life is working, even when it looks like nothing is happening. And most of all, trust that you are never alone in this journey. Life is walking beside you, lifting you, guiding you, loving you, always.